Prof here is Lovett Hilda. He says, Professor, sometimes I wonder why you insist that DP is a sharp politician. I truly don't think so. A sharp politician observes things before reacting, but for him, he never should you celebrate the downfall of your enemy because you don't know yet the bomb being launched for you. He's not questioning whether you said about the reaction, but he's questioning the smartness that you usually say.
Yeah, you know, smart is used loosely to mean, look, how many politicians would face what Ruto has faced, and these 3-4 years down the line, they are still standing up? Tell me one of these ones in this country.
Actually, none.
None, apart from Raila maybe. Nobody. Facing Uhuru and Raila. Facing the handshake. Everybody, including me, thought he was going to be finished in the first 6 months.
The first time people were saying he will never win the presidency, but now people are quite thinking that he might take it. Yeah. So it's not.
That's when that is in that context that I say he's smart.
Okay. Here is Stephen Kosira. The two cards that the DP has been using are already exposed: the public sympathy card and, of course, the handouts, especially through churches. But Kenyans are a very peculiar people. How can a billionaire lie to you that he's a paper like yourself and you believe? Mama Mboga Boda Boda and Mtuachini has been there before 2013. Goes ahead to speak about the cards that the DP has been using. Would you say these cards have been exposed and they cannot work again, meaning Hustler Nation is dead?
It's not necessarily dead, but it is not as vibrant as it was. And it's equally true that that card has been exhausted, the sympathy card. And and we have talked about it, a number of blunders he has made. You know, when you begin punching at Uhuru, then the sympathy is withdrawn.
But even now he's still saying that tunafukuzwa Jubilee, tunafanywa hii, tunafanywa hii.
Now, you see, you said Jubilee was harassing you, Tuju and Murathe.
Yeah.
And in a sense, you are saying Uhuru. So you get some sympathy. But then you come up with UDA and you are using UDA to fight Jubilee. The sympathy is gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
So right now, which cards can he play? What do you think he's going to do?
He began with the betrayal card. And he was trying to say that the Kikuyus can betray somebody. They have betrayed many people. He was just one in the line of people who have been betrayed. It was a subtle indication that that's what he meant. But quickly, the whole of Mount Kenya became his best. So that card of betrayal died immediately.
Because he has the numbers in Mount Kenya.
Yes. Now, as to whether those numbers he will sustain is another story. But it killed the betrayal card. Now he has been playing the sympathy card. It's gone. Because he's also punching. The moment you begin to punch, you can't get sympathy because you also have a punch. And you are throwing the punch.
People are seeing that you can fight for yourself.
Yes.
Okay, here's Justin Ngadia. He says he reacts very well on issues. It's only you, ODM, and your Kieleweke that sees wrong in every DP's move.
No. DP, if all the moves he made were wrong, he wouldn't be here. He wouldn't be standing. Yeah. We are only talking about those wrong ones. Maybe for one wrong move, there are 7 which are good.
He's called Janitor. He's saying, stop this gullibility, flip the coin. What if the security issue was choreographed to debunk the myth of DP wealth? Maybe this is information Baba Unye Camp wanted to use later in the campaign trail, saying that maybe all this was orchestrated so that we can see DP in a different light, that this is the wealth that he has. Now take him or leave him.
That's where they are heading. And you know, maybe this is just Kionjo.
Yeah.
Maybe now we know he has so much property. Now Tuju is saying, surely, by your own declaration, you are worth 100 million 6-7 years ago. Now, by your own admission again, you have billions. Can you please? How can you in 6-7 years move from 100 million to several billions? Maybe the next move is to take him to court.
So that we can see the evidence clearly.
They are preparing the ground. Look, man is supposed to be poor. Turns out he has billions, maybe tens of billions, with all these properties. Then, when the public is ready for that now they hold him before the court. With really tangible, serious charges, if they are there.
Like Tuju was asking about the KRA, has he been paying tax?
Now, after you have done this, KRA can now move. So, look,
investigate.
There's no witch hunting. We didn't even know you had all this property. Now we know.
Actually,
let's look at your taxes.
But for some people, it's a...
then throw you a tax liability. Wanakutumia bill ya 1.8 billion.
But he's been confident. He's been saying, even declaring wealth that people don't know, Safaricom, KQ.
You know,
he's been confident.
He's making it a joke. You don't joke with these people. These are bad people.
Here is Senator Harry CCY. He says, well, try to understand our DP. He's holding meetings and public events and church services daily, and maybe the crowd is just pushing him to speak, or he just needs to be responsible for his words and actions. He's pressured to do so, coming out and reacting the way you're saying that the DP is not...
if it's intentional, those are traps, and you fall for the traps. You have to be careful. Even some of these people surrounding him, I will be surprised if some of them have not been sent.
Sent to? To say the
system.
things that they say?
No, to be with you. Then when they depart, you are heartbroken. My friend, this is politics. You see people like Moses Kuria. You think they are really there? They have been sent there, I suspect. They should not sue me. I'm just suspecting.
I've seen videos from a while back, him saying that he's there because of Uhuru.
It is possible. It is possible. Yeah. Some of these guys, they will just, the right moment, they move out.
This is how the system works, you say. Okay, here is Silver Shadow. Is it the current trend? How much security do other high officials have? If they are much fewer, then it's crazy for Ruto. But if they're approximately same, then something is wrong with the security administrators themselves. I'm not getting quite sure what he's saying, but he's saying, is this how the trend in the country? You said this is the trend. Everyone, even pastors nowadays, they're working with security officers.
Let me tell you something about a poor person. They share characteristics with a poor country. Poor people and the poor countries are very good at wastage. See, they waste. And they do things that are outright ridiculous. I've given this example of a school teacher. You know, we are teachers, we are supposed to be very humble people. An innocent man like me. I go to parliament and you give me 4 bodyguards. Who am I trying to protect myself against? You see what I'm talking about? So we are using our police badly.
And that's just it.
You need to protect somebody who deserves to be protected. Yes. You don't even need to be an MP to deserve protection from your country. Yes.
Because even in the US, we see senators going into the train station and they're traveling with the people.
Yeah.
So that's the problem with us being poor. We just want to pride. Is it some pride?
Yeah, it's a status symbol. So security for an MP is a status symbol. It's not really that you need it. Some of these people, who can harm them? These are villagers.
Okay, let me look for the last comment. Here's Walter Mware. He says, Herman, you have missed the point like many. Hustlers do not mean poor. It means recognition of the person least privileged and focus on improving him. I do not like Ruto, but I like unbiased arguments. He's saying that the hustler narrative is for everyone.
It's a zero-sum game. You know, it means nothing. It's empty. So if you have billions today, so you are a hustler because at some point you didn't have. But Jomo Kenyatta was a meter reader. He was a cowboy here, decorate down here, a meter reader. Yeah. With a cowboy hat, with a motorcycle. So
his whole family should be a hustler.
So he's a hustler. Jaramogi was just a teacher at Maseno School. So he's also a hustler. I mean, what exactly do you mean? So where does it start, where does it end?
So is
what was Moi before he got the millions? He was just a small teacher, primary school teacher. Yeah.
So you say
so it is a zero-sum game if you are looking at it that way. That we are not looking at what you have now. We are looking at how you travel to where you are. Then everybody has traveled from somewhere.
So the hustler narrative is not
It's not there.
Okay. We'll come back. Let's take a look at the talk. You said that with quite some emphasis. We come back, we take a look at the talk. Let's take a look at these political traps that have been set for the DP, or even any politician out there that they're saying that they're getting attacked. Remember when Raila's camp was saying that he was being attacked when he was in the opposition, the security was not on him, and back then the deputy president was actually supporting Matiang'i, and now he's on the other side. Let's take a look at political traps, how they are set and how we can maneuver through them. That's on the talk. Over the past few weeks, it's now seeming that there are intentional attacks on the deputy president by the government. Are these truly attacks, or is this just a way of playing politics? Also, is this just a way of looking into the details of a man that is climbing into the political ladder, or is it even a case of inciting and investigating someone who has gotten into the limelight and probably has some cases that need to be dealt with, Professor? It started with Matiang'i, it has gone to Tuju. We've seen some stoning in Kien. We don't know whether this is an attack intentional by the DP to the DP, or this has been, as people are saying, orchestrated so that people may think that the DP is being fought against. What would you say about all this that is happening to the DP at the moment?
You know, these are moves being made by either side. Ruto is making his moves, the other side is making their move. I only don't like it when they do it in a way that can get the country into a problem. They should moderate what they are doing. Let them do the normal moves in politics, normal attacks in politics, but they should not overdo it to a point where they destroy the country.
For our audience that watched your video last week where you said about the traps, how can they know when this one is a trap and this one is just politics being played by the side that is claiming to be attacked?
You know, when you get where Ruto has gotten and where Raila has gotten in terms of and where we are vis-a-vis the elections of next year, you know, we are in the season now. You need a war council. You need a war council. You need men and women who can think on their feet. So when something happens, you call the council in a situation room.
Immediately.
Yes, people look at this Tuju thing. They look at it. They look at the body language. They look at the words. The experts are there. They tear apart every single word. They look at who was there. What was the time? What were the things what was repeated? What could be the intention? And then you know we have seen the trap.
Oh.
Then either you respond or not. And if you respond, you know what to respond, you know how to respond.
So elections, as you say, this is a major thing, more of a war kind of situation.
For both Raila and Ruto, if they don't have, if each doesn't have a war council, you react yourself, they will make monumental blunders. You have seen even Raila about the bottom-up thing.
Yes, when he
about the
spoke
taka
thing. Yeah.
That's not what he meant. But you see how it was taken.
How it was actually delivered by him.
Yeah. And you know, and the Ruto and his people attacking the first family. So if you take time, so that you must be very measured in what you say. When you see people like Obama and Biden, when you see them speak, they are not speaking something they have just thought about.
Not straight from the heart.
No. There is a situation room where people are monitoring everything. And discussing, if it is like, for example, a debate, the kind of mock debate that goes on behind the scenes.
Let's rate.
Because one blunder in the politics, like when Hillary Clinton made, when he called those people, the Trump followers, a basket full of deplorables.
Yeah.
And Trump just took it and ran away with it. It destroyed Hillary Clinton badly. Yeah.
I'm saying let's rate these politicians now. Ruto, Raila, they're the ones that seemingly are going to become, either of them will become the president of this country. How would you rate their tactical team as of now when it comes to dealing with all these problems? And also last week you also mentioned about Raila's messaging. You see, you said there's something that is lacking. How would you rate Ruto? Let's start with Ruto as of now.
In terms of teams?
His team is messaging.
Ruto listens a lot to people. He listens a lot. But the problem with being a super brain, you always find what people are telling you wanting. You get it?
Yeah.
And much as you listen, you end up doing what you think is right yourself. That partly applies to Raila also. They are more or less the same. These are two super brains. But they listen to people. Raila is a very good listener. As to whether he follows the advice is another thing. So the problem now, that the disadvantage Ruto has, is a lot of the fellows around him are not seasoned politicians.
They're not seasoned by
they
this?
Are not seasoned
by this you mean?
But they're just upstarts, these rookies. These are people who have not been in politics long enough to understand the game.
So they cannot advise the DP as they should?
they will give bad advice. They talk on his behalf, say stupid things. Yeah, but the other side has very seasoned politicians. And you know they have the benefit of the state. They have the benefit of intelligence. They have the benefit of information. So when you are going against such, you have. That's why I'm saying Ruto should be very careful.
What do you think Raila lacks? Let me ask about Raila. What do you think he lacks when it comes to his agenda setting, his messaging? Right now, he doesn't seem to have anything that people are relating with. He's speaking about Azimio la Umoja, but people are not really getting it. It's like
that's what I'm saying for Raila.
Dry.
For Raila and for Ruto, they need a war council. They need a think tank. Each of them needs a think tank. Not of the usual hangers on, people who are always around you. You need people intelligent, sharp.
Is that the only way to avoid the political traps that are being set?
A bit of that was with Jubilee in 2017 and 2013. Very sharp, intelligent people. A machinery of thinking.
There was an expose then on...
You see, Raila has the advantage of being a super brain, a super politician, a political animal, like Moi. You get it?
Yeah.
Like Ruto. So, they are self-propelling. They don't need support for their plane to take off. The plane just takes off. Their political plane can take off without an engineer. They can just do them and it's off. And they fly it themselves without a pilot. But now, politics is becoming scientific every passing day. It is a science just like war now. You cannot go to war just because you have tanks and guns. War is a science. You get it?
Yes.
Serious science. And you benefit from people of different trainings and backgrounds. So Raila right now needs a lot of that. He needs people who can think on their feet.
I was saying that there was this expose back in, I think 2017 when Jubilee won the elections. They were saying that they hired a company from
they hired PR companies.
Is that what they all need?
Yeah, you need. I think now, even now, I think Uhuru still has that international. I think Raila must be using a bit of that. They are using people like the Tony Blairs, you know, they are very serious PR companies. There was this Hillman, and not Hillman.
Hillman is your company.
It is called Cambridge Analytica. No, mine is Hillman Analytica. Well. Cambridge Analytica. So they are using very serious people. But now the situation must also be localized. Because now we are dealing with a local situation. Because now people know how in Cambridge you are working. That can't help you now. You need to look at the politics, crude, raw politics, and think through it.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, finally, Prof, what would you say is the effects of this now seemingly chaotic way politicians are speaking, rubbishing stones and tear gas? What are the effects to the people? What is going to reflect on the ground?
Unfortunately, when they begin throwing stones left, right, and center, these stones are going to hit a few people. And when you are Ruto and your stone hits Uhuru, you are losing Uhuru's people. That's how it will get. Unfortunately, the way these people are now with gloves off and they are fighting and going for each other's jugular and almost cutting each other's throat, what's going to happen sooner than later? People retreat into their tribal cocoons. The people on the ground, they will begin to defend their people. Because Ruto is going to make the mistake. He has already begun making the mistake. Like when you touch the Kenyatta family. Somebody may say that's nothing, but I know this country. I know it well enough to know that's a red line you have crossed. And there will be many other blunders, and there have been others. And equally, even Raila, he is going to make a few blunders. And these blunders could cost him a few regions. So the people may now begin to go back to factory setting. That's the danger of this loose war these people are entering into.
So as of now, you mind what you say or you lose?
Yeah, they should mind what this. That is where the election will be won.
To the mouth?
Yes. The election will be won. Of course, the mountain will determine. But by and large, what you say will make or unmake you. You could be headed for victory. You are Raila or you are Ruto. But what you say, one word, one statement,
will end you.
You go away.
And because it's understanding politics, let's take a look at what Professor would rather gamble with on this case. Professor, would you rather have Jimmy Wanjigi or Kalonzo Musyoka to deputize Baba?
This time around, Jimmy Wanjigi, baby.
Jimmy Wanjigi, not Kalonzo?
No.
Why not?
if we can bring the Kikuyus for Baba, that he'll be a better person. But in the event he won't, then better the devil we know. Yeah.
Than the angel you.
Then, but
okay, here's Kivuda Kibwana, or would you rather have Gideon Moi to deputize Ruto? Not in terms of tribe, not this time round. But intellectually though. Because of the tribe, I know.
Maybe Gideon, I don't know. But now they'll be two both from the same place.
I'm just saying intellectually.
Intellectually, maybe it will Kivuda Kibwana.
Kivuda Kibwana.
Of course.
He has done a lot for his country.
And he's a powerhouse.
Okay, Mukisa Kituyu or Musalia Mudavadi as your president?
You're putting me in a difficult situation.
Yes.
I think Mukisa Kituyu have said repeatedly, he can be a transformative leader. He understands the world. He understands the game. He understands our third world problems and how a third world country can move into outer space. No doubt about that.
So you'd pick him?
I don't think anybody in this country can match him.
No one?
Nobody.
Intellectually?
Not from those we know. No.
At this particular point?
No.
Okay, thank you so much for having this discussion. This has been Understanding Politics. I'm Gerald Kabera. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. And Professor, thank you so much.
Thank you too.